Hello knitters, Barbara Benson here. I'm an independent knitwear designer who also likes to make these videos for my YouTube channel, Watch Barbara Knit. And for the next couple of weeks, I am showing off all of the new patterns that you will be able to get in my new book, Mosaic and Lace. I have written a book and I'm so excited. The publication date is March 31st. So if you're watching this after that, check in the description below and I'm sure you will find a link to where you can get it. And what this book is a book of accessories. It's a mixture of shawls and cowls and scarves and fingerless mitts and hats and all those kinds of things, focusing on a technique I've developed that you combine slip stitch colorwork with lace. So you're only working with one strand of yarn at a time. You knit there and back, and you're not carrying anything along the row, but you're only carrying it up the side, which is super easy. And this is my opportunity to show off for the first time the first new pattern. And this is the pattern that is on the cover. So I thought, start with a bang. This is called Fractured Helix. I thought the motif looked like, the DNA spiral, but kind of not quite right. So, I also felt like it kind of had, the colors was a little bit of a superhero vibe. And I was thinking about mutants and things like that. So I thought Fractured Helix was a lot of fun. This is in Dragonfly Fibers, Damsel, I believe is the name of it. And it is a sport weight yarn. I like using the heavier yarns sometimes in these because it gives a lot more. When you slip one stitch, you only get the width of that one stitch. And so if you're working with a heavier weight yarn, that makes it a wider vertical stripe, which is one of the great things about Mosaic lace. You can have stripes going in the vertical direction of your knitting, which is actually, we're all very used to the stripes going this way, but getting stripes to go this way can be a challenge. Now, one of the wonderful things about Mosaic lace, I want to show you, look at the back. There you go. You always wonder what the back of colorwork looks like, and that's what it looks like. Since you're not carrying any yarn, it's relatively neat. I mean, it's definitely the back. It's not reversible by any stretch of the imagination, but the back doesn't look bad. It just looks like stripes, because that's what you're knitting is stripes. So for a pattern tour, I talked to you about how the pattern works. This is a top-down crescent. You start right up here with a little cast on and you knit a little bit of stockinette and stripes, and you can see it's striping. And then you start doing your colorwork lace, which is slipping stitches and doing lace at the same time. But isn't it cool how it does all these swoopy things? And all that is the combination of knit two togethers and yarn over that allows me to move the stitches. So this has the same repeat over and over again, and then at the end you transition into, look at this, speaking of superheroes, I have a mask, I'm Batman. Sorry guys, I'm a little slap happy. I'm making a lot of videos. So you look here, and I love double yarn overs. Double yarn overs are frequently my solution to when I sort of design myself into a tough spot. I love crescent shaped shawls because of how they sit. You just stick them on and you don't have to fuss with them. That's it. They stay. Turn around so you can see the back. And this is big enough, since it's sport weight and it's 2 full skeins of yarn, it's big enough that you can toss these guys like this. And if you're actually cold and not just wearing it because it's beautifully decorative, if you're wearing it to actually keep yourself warm, it will. It's got the heavier yarn and I think it looks great. And just like any of your triangular shaped shawls, you can wear it gathered in the front. Oh, bunny hair. I've hit bunnies. I had to pick some bunny hair. See, now look, it flipped over, which, you know, it's wont to do, and it doesn't look that bad, but we'll fix it. There we go. There, how's that? I like that, where it's dangling in the front and dangling in the back. What else can I say about this shawl except for how much I love it? It's interesting. This is one where I used, the yarns are actually of similar tonal ranges, but the colors are super high contrast with each other. The blue, which is called Kelpie, is the color, is a solid, semi-solid. It's fairly solid. But then the red is actually called Walking on the Sun. And it is more of a variegated yarn. It's definitely, they're both beautifully hand dyed by Dragonfly Fibers. And you can see that there's yellows and reds, like you're walking on the sun. And so that really comes through, I think, in this pattern. It's not one of the more completely complex, so it can stand up to a little bit of a variegation, but I would not do 2 variegated yarns, because that's just, you're going to lose the patterning you're working so hard for. So this is Fractured Helix. It is a large crescent shaped shawl in 2 colors of sport weight yarn. It is on the cover of my new book, Mosaic and Lace, which is coming out on March 31st or may already be out. I encourage you to find out if your local yarn store is going to carry it, because I always love supporting our local yarn stores. But if not, there will be a link in the description below to where you can get the book. If you like this video, please give it the thumbs up. Like it on the little clicky button down there. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload a new video, please subscribe to my channel and select notifications. And you're going to want to be watching as I show you this. I have 16 more new patterns to show you. So thank you so much.